is the UK's newest national park. Covering an area of over 600 square miles, it's now right up there with the likes of the Lake District, the Yorkshire Dales and Snowdonia. Is an area renowned for its diverse wildlife, its cultural heritage and, of course, its stunning countryside. So, where am I? Find out in just a moment. On today's show, I'll be helping a couple quit life in the suburbs and head out of town to the country. And we have to contend with some very particular tastes.
It's got a conservatory. It has got a conservatory.
And the windows.
Which makes the reaction to our mystery house all the more surprising.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
Oh, it's fabulous, isn't it?
Today, I'm in West Sussex, and this is the South Downs National Park. Stretching over 3 counties, Hampshire, West Sussex and East Sussex, the park became fully operational in April 2011. But it didn't happen overnight, as it was first suggested back in the 1940s. Today, though, nearly 108,000 people live within its boundaries, making this the most populated national park in the country. And when you look around, it's quite easy to see why they all want to be here. West Sussex's position among the southeast counties offers up a great blend of coastline and countryside, half of which falls within the national park borders. Besides its conservation areas, the county holds on to a wealth of architectural gems, notching up 7,000 listed buildings in total. While Chichester is defined by its Georgian townhouses and Gothic cathedral, Arundel Castle's Victorian Gothic superstructure rears up imposingly from its Norman and medieval foundations. And there are distinctive styles to be found in the properties here, with the red clay tile-hung walls, a legacy of the house building boom in the 1920s and 30s. The average cost of a detached house here in West Sussex at the moment is £359,000. That's an incredible £100,000 above the national average. Now, that rather high figure reflects some very attractive housing stock and some wonderful landscape that the county has. But perhaps more than that, it also reflects the proximity the county has to London and access to great transport links, which in turn keep the prices high for those wishing to keep their city jobs but also experience countryside living. So with that in mind, take a look at a selection of properties that we've found currently on the market here. £279,000 will buy you a 2-bedroom property in this converted building in Houghton, which has been completely renovated to offer up a bright, open-plan interior. For just shy of £600,000, this extensive 4-bedroom property in Thacombe includes a modern kitchen and separate dining room, with a fireplace in the living room providing a real focal point. And outside in the garden, the heated swimming pool takes centre stage. Or if your budget will stretch to £775,000, this spacious 3-bedroom barn in Brook Green makes great use of natural materials to add high-spec character throughout its rooms. And outside, the grounds amount to nearly an acre. A great selection of properties there, but what kind of home are today's buyers keen to get their hands on? Time to find out. Mark and Janet have lived in Stoke Poges near Slough for the past 5 years. During that time, they have completely refurbished their 4-bedroom property. But now that Mark's work as a finance director means he'll need to commute to Surrey, they've decided to find a new home just across the border in West Sussex that meets their varied lifestyle.
I'm just looking for a way to relax a little bit more. I'm starting a new job, which is going to be quite high-pressured, and I'm a keen cyclist, and I'm quite looking forward to cycling around some country roads rather than the busier roads around Slough.
I'm hoping to spend more time working with animals in a charitable way. It's something I wanted to do more locally here, but unfortunately there aren't that many charities in the area that need volunteers.
They prefer an edge-of-village location with amenities within walking distance. Now that sounds perfectly achievable, as does their property wish list, at first glance.
We definitely need 4 bedrooms. We need a room for a study, so the 4th bedroom would have to be a study because Mark obviously works from home sometimes. Yeah. Dining room, kitchen, breakfast room.
A large, mature, south-facing garden, plenty of land.
But they also have very specific things they're not keen on.
Don't like conservatories. I don't like beams. Diamond-shaped leaded windows I don't like.
On top of that, Mark has put in a request for a pond that his koi carp can call home. Their house searching efforts over the past year have come up short, and they're the first to admit the cause for that.
We're quite fussy, and we've got quite a long list of criteria, and we are very particular, and we're not prepared to sort of take second best. Janet's very black and white. On Janet's planet, everything is either yes or no. I think I tend to be a little bit more willing to compromise.
Fortunately, they're prepared to put in the work to create their perfect property.
Definitely willing to renovate or modernise. No matter what house you buy, it will never be the house that you want.
They're about to put their house on the market for £725,000, and they have a healthy budget for their move.
If we could move straight in, no work, no stress, then
we'd pay.
£700,000 would be
on maximum budget.
So Mark and Janet have a maximum budget of £700,000 to find their perfect rural retreat. Now that's a great budget, but in this part of the world, it may not stretch as far as they wish. And my concern is, it took them 2 years to find their current house, and I've only got 2 days. Plus, their list of don't wants is almost as long as their list of what they do want. But as ever, we'll aim to please. As Mark needs to be a commutable distance from his new job in Camberley across the border in Surrey, we're focusing on our property search in the northern part of West Sussex. We've cherry-picked 3 stunning properties to show them, and they'll have to guess the price of each before I reveal it to them. And last but not least, there's our mystery house, which will throw all the criteria they've set down up in the air. Welcome both of you to West Sussex.
Thank you.
Now, how well do you both know this particular area around Arundel?
Not particularly well, but have an appreciation of the area. It's absolutely beautiful.
The house you live in at the moment took you a while to find that, didn't it?
2 years.
Yeah, very fussy.
I'm going to ask you to be open-minded, but don't be afraid to, speak up if you really, really don't like something, because I need to learn from you guys what... OK. Well, I'll tell you what, let's find out from the first house what you don't like about it, or what you do like about it.
Yeah,
we can go from there.
Yeah.
All right?
Wonderful.
Good. Well, this way.
OK.
Armed with their £700,000 budget, Mark and Janet want a detached country home with a large kitchen breakfast room, 4 bedrooms, one of which Mark could use as a study, and a large, attractive garden. If there's a ready-made pond, all the better. They're happy to renovate and redecorate, but location is important as they want to be close to a village with easy access to Camberley so Mark can get to work within an hour. Talk to me about your internet searches today. I mean, have you seen much for your budget that fits the bill?
No, everything I like is probably £300,000 more than we have to spend.
That's a little bit of a worry because whilst you have an amazing budget, your desires and tastes are for a much bigger budget, aren't they? Really?
Yes.
So what's going to happen then? Are we going to suddenly find another £200,000-300,000, or are you going to pull your aspirations down a little bit?
I have to pull our aspirations down. I don't think we can find.
Correct answer, Janet. I hope Janet holds that thought as we get our property search underway in Coolham, which is an achievable drive to work for Mark. Although it's a semi-rural hamlet, the amenities of Billingshurst village lie just 4 miles away. On the outskirts of Coolham and accessed via his own private driveway is our first property, which I hope will give them the requisite land and style of house they're looking for. Now this house, you do have that road, which it can be quite busy, but I was hoping that you'd think this house was set back far enough, being situated just there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice what does that smile mean, Janet?
Because I kind of see a conservatory-looking thing at the back of the house, but it's quite tastefully done because it's in keeping with the style of the house.
More sunroom than a conservatory.
It does look okay.
It's got wood, it's got bricks, and inside I hope you'll feel that it's an extension of the house rather than something that's just stuck on. Let's go inside.
Okay.
Built in the 1930s and extended in 2008, this property provides them with an array of spacious rooms. On one side of the hall, there's a ready-made study, along with a cloakroom and separate utility room. But we'll explore the main living areas.
I'm hoping you like the dimensions. Come right in. Next to me. Lovely. Now,
This is a nice space.
it's big, isn't it?
It is actually. It's it's a nice space.
Odd for a dining room, though. Kind of feels more like a hallway.
I think you're right. I mean, you've got a plethora of doors coming off this space.
Yes, you have.
Let's take a look at this kitchen because, well, kitchens are often the most important part of the house.
Yeah.
What do you think of what the lady's done here?
I like it, actually. It's not the kind of thing I would go out and think, oh, see it in a brochure and would take it. But, yeah, I like the colour of the units. Not a kitchen you could live in, though. It's a functional kitchen. You know,
You come in, do what you have to do, then go out
Yeah.
again. There's nowhere to sit.
You would prefer more of a dining kitchen then?
yeah.
Yes.
OK. All right. Well, let's keep looking around.
Great.
Hopefully the living room will measure up.
Now then. Big living room.
Gosh, that's
I
huge, isn't
didn't
it?
expect this at all, actually.
Wow. Fireplace. Yeah. Wood fire. Wood burning stove.
Real one.
Yeah. I like this.
Lots of beams.
Tall, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you could paint them. I mean, they're not
I'd
encroaching,
have
are
to
they?
paint them.
Now, look through there.
I know, I've just seen the dining room,
Yeah.
actually. Dining table.
That's the conservatory.
But it doesn't look like a conservatory, does it? It just looks like
Exactly.
it's part of the house, so...
And that's because the glass roof has had a cover put over it.
Yeah, and they've
They've
got a
got-
ceiling.
Yeah, and they've got a brick bottom, and it's wooden framed. So actually, it feels more like an extension.
Room. Yeah.
Looks like we've changed Janet's preconceptions about conservatories. But let's see what they make of their potential sleeping arrangements.
Now, ground floor bedrooms aren't everybody's cup of tea. Come right in.
Right.
Whoa. Are they your cup of tea?
Not something I'd
Yeah.
normally go for, to be honest.
Well, I tell you what, if this isn't something you go for, let's look at this as a guest bedroom.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's a wonderful guest bedroom. It's a double walk-in wardrobe for your storage or what have you, but you've got an ensuite there as well. They don't encroach on any part of your personal living space.
Their visitors would certainly be queuing up to use this state-of-the-art ensuite, complete with slick shower cubicle and bath. With 3 bedrooms in total, we'll head upstairs to check out the others, one of which is a good-sized double with a bright modern family bathroom next door. But let's see what they make of the 3rd room.
I was looking forward to bringing them up here because I expected it might not be ideal for you to be sleeping on the ground floor. I thought these rooms were decent size and nicely lit.
They're decent-sized bedrooms. They're
Where
pretty
would you
good.
put the wardrobes, though?
Ah.
And we do
Storage.
have lots of wardrobes.
You have lots of wardrobes.
This is a conversation I've heard many times before. All right, well, let's go out to the garden.
Okay.
OK, start thinking about price.
OK.
Although they have reservations about upstairs, overall this house delivers the contemporary clean lines and generous living spaces they asked for. And outside certainly builds on that. At just over 3/4 of an acre, the garden includes a heated swimming pool for them and the pond Mark wanted for the koi carp. What's more, the setting is great.
Look at those views through there.
They're stunning. aren't
Yeah,
they?
it's a beautiful view.
Beautifully framed, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
So, how much do you think this house is on the market for?
£650.
OK.
I think 675.
The price of this house is up at around 689,950.
Wow. OK.
Gosh, OK.
Yeah.
You weren't a million miles away, but you're far south enough for it to be maybe a bit of an alarm call.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's a surprise.
So maybe have a chat around that house about what you will compromise on.
OK, then.
All right?
All right.
Catch you in a bit.
Thanks a lot.
Seeing this house has been a valuable lesson for Mark and Janet, so they can start working out which items on their property wish list they want to prioritise. That said, on paper this house answers their brief on many levels. Under budget, at just shy of £690,000, It provides them with 3 spacious, adaptable living areas, a large contemporary kitchen, 3 bedrooms, one with a great ensuite, and along with 3/4 of an acre of garden, it's located on the edge of a village and falls within commuting distance of Mark's work.
Walking up to the house, I thought, wow, it's actually amazing. The gardens looked stunning. The house wasn't anything I would normally look at. The bedrooms were too small. There's only 2 bedrooms upstairs. The house has only got single glazing and it is on quite a busy road.
When I first walked up to this house, through the driveway, it had a lot of potential, seemed like a really nice property, and a spider swimming pool through the hedge, which was beyond all my expectations. But I think overall, the balance isn't quite right. Not enough bedroom space upstairs, and probably not enough living room space downstairs, and certainly not a livable kitchen, which is something that we're very used to.
All done?
Yes, all done.
Yeah. Hopefully, that's given us something to think about, at least for the other 2 houses as well.
Yeah, it's a good benchmark, so
Good.
let's move on.
Good news.
Sandwiched between the South Downs and the English Channel, the West Sussex coastline stretches for some 40 miles. 6 miles south of Chichester, Pagham Harbour may be the smallest in the Solent, but this wetland site has an international reputation. Its 1,500 acres of salt marsh and shingle beach support a wide range of wildlife, including wading birds and wildfowl. Also close to Chichester is the Brent Lodge Bird and Wildlife Hospital. And since Janet is keen to volunteer for an animal charity once she moves to the country, earlier in the week we arranged for them to meet its founder, Dennis Fenter.
Hello.
Hello, Dennis. I'm Janet.
Welcome to Brent
Hi.
Lodge. Hello, Janet.
Hi, Mark.
Hello, Mark.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Come and sit down.
Thank you. How long ago did you found the hospital?
1971, so it's 40 years ago this month.
How many animals do you treat now?
Around 3,000, I suppose, and if I'd realised when I started just what it was going to go into, I'd probably have run 1,000 miles.
It's very intensive work for the 20 volunteers who help at the hospital, as the baby birds need feeding every 20 minutes throughout the day. The number of patients is steadily increasing, as Mark and Janet discover from Emma Pink, who has worked at the hospital for 12 years.
So, Emma, how many animals a week do you roughly get in here?
This time of year, we're getting 20 to 30 a day. In the winter, it down to about 5 or 6 a day. It really is a seasonal thing.
Is it because it's the bird season?
Yeah, this year's a
Lots of
baby season,
birds.
so a lot more people are out walking their dog, coming across things, and there's babies falling out of nests, cats taking birds out of nests, all sorts of things like that.
I see we've got an audience of
Yeah.
four owls. What are they? How did they come here?
They're tawny owls.
When would you look to release them back into the wild?
They'll be with us quite a while, and we get them to a soft release area where they're left in an aviary for a couple of weeks and fed, and then the aviary roof is opened and they sort of get out and come back and forth for food as and when they want to. So it just gives them that opportunity if they can't hunt straight away, because they're not going to be natural hunters because they haven't got mum to teach them.
Mark and Janet are keen to develop interests that will involve them in community life. So with that in mind, we arranged a game of lawn bowls at the Arundel Bowling Club, where Jim Lee has offered to give them some tips on how to get started.
The idea is the wood bends towards the jack,
Right.
see?
Right.
And that's the bias side with the small dot. So you just bend down, put 2 feet on the mat, 1 foot forward, and go like that. See, it comes in then, look. Mind you, that's rather a good one.
You've done this before, haven't you?
Yes, occasionally.
That's really good.
So go on, there you have a go. Come on.
So 2 feet on the mat.
A little bit of weight. That's it. He's taking it back for it. That's it. Oh.
Yes.
Look at this. Look. That's your hand, isn't it? Well bowled. Look at that.
Honestly, we've never played this before.
It looks like Janet's talent might win her a signing to the local ladies team. Whether she'll be bowled over by the rest of our properties remains to be seen. Our house search continues in the small village of Dial Post, giving Mark an hour's drive to work, but also great access to the local community, much of which is centred on its village green and hall. As it borders the Knepp Castle estate, there's also an abundance of wildlife and walking opportunities right on their doorstep, as is the local pub, which is just a stone's throw from our second property.
So we've got a very different proposition for you now, and you'll see what I mean as soon as you come round this corner.
Oh, gosh.
Wow. Lucky.
That's a bit bigger than the other one, isn't it? It's a lot taller.
That's some house, isn't it?
It's a very grand-looking house, isn't it?
It is. Lovely wisteria. I love wisteria.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
Now, the house itself, whilst it was built in 1905, it lends itself very much to a 1920-style house, certainly with the proportions inside. But funnily enough, it was built on the site of a 16th century property, and they've used some of the materials in building this now. So what do you think of the look of this house?
I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Do you?
I do.
Good news.
This impressive house is set over 3 levels and certainly gives them more space than they asked for.
OK, in we come. You might have to give that door a bit of a slam.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
this is nice.
Yeah.
Beams.
Beams aren't necessarily your favourite things in the world.
They're not.
You're not going to bang your head on them, at least, are you?
No,
No.
no.
Oh, the floor.
Look, I mean, that floor seems very nice, but look at the size of
This
these
is the
floorboards.
original, isn't it? Oh, this is lovely.
Yeah.
I love this.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, very nice.
Excellent. All good stuff.
Big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bigger than the last one.
Yes, and there's a real flow to it.
Leading off the main reception room is a large conservatory, which Janet can pass judgment on later. But across the hall is a second reception room with a cosier feel.
For me, it's a snug, and these warm colours make it feel like a room that you'd come into in the winter. I mean, what I liked about this is the fact that you've got a lovely sort of open-plan feel to next door as you walk in, but you do get a separate reception if you wanted that, especially in the winter.
Yeah, a bit of privacy.
So it's thumbs up for the reception rooms. Let's hope we can build on that with the all-important room at the end of the hallway.
So, have we improved on the first house with this kitchen?
Yes.
Yes. It's great.
It's it's a lot better than the last one.
Relief sweeps over me.
Yes. See, look, I'm already standing, leaning against the breakfast bar.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is very good.
I like the granite worktops. I like pale wood kitchens, and I can see a door, which is nice because it's the first one I've seen so far.
That goes down to the utility and a downstairs loo, and obviously the back door.
Yeah, I think I like the lighting in here. I think a lot of times people put a fantastic kitchen in and skimp on the lighting, and it's been done really, really well.
All right, let's see what you think of the bedrooms.
Okay.
There's loads of them.
And the fact that the 7 bedrooms are laid out over 2 floors is a real plus for Janet.
Oh, yes. I've always wanted to live in a house with 2 flights of stairs, so...
Nice wide landing, a sofa, that's fantastic.
Good sized family house, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's
really
nice and
lovely.
light here as well, isn't it? Very nice.
Now then, I know storage space was an issue in the first house.
Yes, it was.
Better?
Yes, it's got double wardrobes and another wardrobe over there.
Now, I think this is used as a master because it's twin aspect, but actually, the bedroom, the other side of the landing, is much bigger.
Okay.
Much bigger. There's 4 bedrooms on this floor with a bathroom, and then on the top floor, there's a further 3 bedrooms with a bathroom.
7.
7-bedroom house. This is turning into a luxury home, isn't it?
It is actually.
The other 2 potential double bedrooms down the other end of the landing are light and spacious, and sandwiched between them is a modern family bathroom. Upstairs on the 2nd floor, the remaining 3 bedrooms are all large enough to be doubles and are served by a small shower room. This property so far certainly puts to bed any concerns Mark and Janet had about space and storage. And it's immaculate, so unless they want to start putting in the odd ensuite, there's nothing really for them to do. Outside, the house sits in the middle of a half-acre plot and is home to a large, fully networked office which Mark can make use of. There's also enough space for them to keep chickens too. But if they want to plough their energies into a project, there are opportunities for more land.
Now then, quite a bit to discuss in the garden because there may be some options. Now, at the moment, there's some light industrial buildings there, OK? and they spread right down beyond this office. Now, that is now owned by a trust. They're keen on this land being used, but it can only be used, according to the trust, in a way that benefits the local village. They have said in the past that they will be open to offers for the person who owns this house to lease some of that land.
OK.
If you were able to lease the land beyond it, even lease it and let it out to pasture land to a local farmer or what have you, it would safeguard the views of your property and make this property much more attractive, not only to yourselves, but any future buyers.
Yeah.
OK.
It's an idea.
How much do you think this place is on the market for?
I know, 650, 660. Yeah,
okay.
650, 660.
I'm going to go slightly higher than that, and I'm going to go, even though I'm not overly keen, I'll say 710.
Slightly higher. Not overly keen. Right, OK. Interesting. It's on the market for 650.
Is it?
Yeah. Have a think about it. I'm going to go make friends with the chickens.
OK.
All right?
All right.
Look for some eggs.
Under budget at £650,000, this immense property has been renovated to an impeccable standard and offers them 2 large reception rooms, a high-spec kitchen which Janet liked, 7 bedrooms, one which they could make into an ensuite, and around ½ an acre of land. What's more, it falls within Mark's search area, so he can still commute to Camberley.
It's got a massive conservatory, but I'd quite happily lose it, demolish it, and make the garden a lot more usable.
Definitely, I just couldn't cope with that. It's not for us at all. But I do like this space because as you stand there, you can see straight through to the kitchen. It's got a great sight line straight through here.
So I think this property's, intriguing. There's a balance here. From the front, it's great. Real presence, big property, 3 stories, old timbers. On the ground floor, great reception areas, fantastic kitchen. And upstairs, more bedrooms than we'd ever know what to do with. I think there are real question marks over the development potential of the industrial area at the side, and that could be a real sticking point.
Well, I'm hopeful this house has got us a bit closer.
Yeah, yes. I think so. I think it's something to sleep on. So.
Good. That's good.
As evening falls over the South Downs, the first day of our house search draws to a close. Mark and Janet are poised to sever their suburban ties to Stoke Poges near Slough and make a break for rural freedom in West Sussex. In their own words, they are fussy house hunters, and in spite of a healthy £700,000 budget, I'm not convinced our 2 houses so far have matched up to their exacting standards. But coming up, will our mystery property give them a new perspective?
Oh, wow.
And I experienced the breathtaking scenery of the South Downs at bracing speed.
Today's a new day, and it's an absolutely glorious day here in West Sussex, and we're off to see the Mystery House now. As ever, it's here to challenge the expectations of our buyers, and this one's no different. What do you think we might be showing you today for the Mystery House?
Well, bear in mind, we had 3 of the things I didn't ask for yesterday. I'm just hoping it's going to be have a large garden, has some good views, not on a main road, and not have a conservatory of some sort.
I think I can put ticks against some of those things you just mentioned.
Oh, thank you.
Our mystery property lies close to the quiet village of West Chiltington, which, while close to the South Downs, still allows Mark to commute to work in around an hour and gives them the local amenities they were after. Much of its historic architecture survives, including the 12th century Norman church and a scattering of traditional properties. Our mystery house is set in superb gardens, but will challenge them to take on some renovation. What's more, Janet will have to get over some of her pet hates.
So, Mystery House time.
Wow.
Oh, yes, this is nice, isn't it?
It's a house, although it's got a conservatory.
It has got a conservatory.
And the windows.
What about the whole package? Because that's what we're looking at here now, isn't it?
It's
I think
beautiful.
it's fantastic. It's gorgeous. It's so established, isn't it? The gardens are stunning.
Good, OK,
Definitely.
this is positive.
Inside?
Let's go, yeah.
Well, the initial reactions seem encouraging, and what a blessing that Janet didn't run a mile when she saw the conservatory. Built in the late 1930s, this is a house with character. But whether the layout and room sizes inside will be a hit remains to be seen.
OK, reception hall. Or dining hall, almost.
Yes, well, I wouldn't put my dining table in the hall, that's for sure. It's too cramped in here, to be honest.
Yeah, I
It's
think so.
nice, but...
Well, I don't think you need to have your dining table here. You've got other options, just through here, in fact.
OK.
Through here is the dining room, but we'll head to the kitchen next.
What do you make of the kitchen there?
Wow, country kitchen. It's a bit more contemporary with the the granite worktops and the breakfast bar. You can adopt the pose.
Yes, the teapot.
Yeah.
It certainly brings it into this century, I think. Now, there are plans for this house to have a big two-storey extension going out on the gable end.
Okay.
Either 2 more reception rooms with a bedroom above, or I think you probably slightly change that and have 1 big reception room going out that way. But I think that's more of a long-term goal.
So there's a project in the making if they want to enlarge the living areas. But let's see what they think of the existing sitting room, which lies back through the hallway.
The living room, not huge,
No.
but nothing in this house is.
No, it isn't.
Cosy. Yeah, I mean, it's not tiny. I mean, you've got that return going down there. Of course, the conservatory is potential added room, but you won't like that.
No, it would have to come down.
Yeah, I think...
I've changed the fire. I put an open fire, proper fire in there.
I don't know, maybe hopefully you're liking this tour around the house and we're pointing out parts of your I don't want list that you're saying, OK, I can live with that or I could get rid of that. You're starting to make this compromise. The compromise often comes in the right place,
Yeah,
doesn't
I
it?
like the 2 little windows either side of the fire as well. Do you notice those?
Yeah.
OK. Do you like the little diamond leading in the windows?
I was going to talk about that, but I like the windows, I said.
OK.
OK, maybe I'm pushing it just a little. So let's head upstairs and check out the 3 bedrooms. There's a single, which Mark might want to make into his office, and 2 rooms large enough to be doubles. One which offers a real room with a view.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Gosh.
Oh, it's fabulous, isn't it?
It's so quiet. You could be anywhere, couldn't you? All you see is rooftops. You don't see, don't see many windows. I think it's a really private, secluded spot, isn't it?
It's very private.
So,
I'm liking it.
you are, aren't you?
I am, actually.
Excellent news.
The balcony view seems to have won Janet's heart, and there's no denying that from the outside, this is one handsome mystery property set in a beautiful half-acre plot. But I wonder if they're prepared to take on the extending and renovation work we've talked about. And that brings us to the question of money.
We've had a pretty good tour, I think. Time to now have a go at guessing the price.
I would say... 690. 690,000.
OK. Janet?
I'd go lower than that. I'd say 660.
The house is on the market for offers around £685,000.
OK.
But I think there's a deal to be done there. Go back into the house, maybe start pricing up in your mind how much jobs would be that you would like to do to this. Because maybe a bid price for this house would need to reflect some works. I'll catch you later on.
OK.
Thanks,
All right.
Johnny.
Thank you.
I think the guys walking around the house now is vital. They've got to get in their mind what work they'd like to do to the house and how much they're prepared to spend on it. And I think only then will they be able to decide whether or not this place is for them. I hope it is.
So our mystery property has done what it should and put these 2 in a real quandary. It is under budget at £685,000, and as it stands, gives them 3 reception rooms, including a conservatory, one of Janet's pet dislikes, a large light country kitchen, and 3 bedrooms. It's surrounded by half an acre of lovely wraparound gardens. But is the setting and location an attractive enough proposition for them to overcome the size of the property?
The mystery house today has been a total surprise. Walking up the driveway, absolutely stunning. Gardens are beautiful. Perfect location. It's very, very quiet and it's absolutely gorgeous around here.
I think it's an absolutely stunning home.
It's in a fantastic setting. It's a beautiful house. It's got some character.
Well, I must say, it's very pleasant sitting out here in the sun.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah, a few rays. Nice outlook.
Well, let's try and find you somewhere equally pleasant to go through things in your mind, shall we?
Okay.
Great.
The South Downs National Park encompasses some wonderfully ancient and varied landscapes, stretching from Winchester in Hampshire towards the coastal cliffs near Eastbourne. After 60 years of campaigning, this swathe of English countryside is now protected by its national park status. To learn more about the significance of this area, I'm meeting Phil Belden from the South Downs National Park Authority.
Well, Phil, thanks very much for seeing me today. Looks like we picked the right day for it, doesn't it?
Fantastic weather.
So what makes this part of the world and these collection of hills so special then?
Bird life's very rich here, and you're always, as you're going along the downs, just listening to this wonderful cacophony of bird song. I think lots of people come down to the downs because of the orchids. I mean, the orchids on the chalk are absolutely legendary, really, and associated with the chalk down, and you get these lovely blue butterflies, and they are just, you know, people bemoan the fact that butterflies are getting rarer and rarer. Well, we've still got some really good hot spots around us for butterflies, so that's really good. It's the sort of the green lungs, I suppose, for the whole of the southeast of England. It's the place to come when you want to relieve your stress, and we've got 10 million people living within an hour's travel time of it all, and this is their local wilderness.
The best way to take in its natural splendour is via the South Downs Way, a 100-mile route that traverses the park and is shared by walkers, horse riders and cyclists. I'm keen to experience it on two wheels, and mountain biking guide Sean Case is an expert on the local terrain.
Sean, very much looking forward to this today. I don't know the South Downs as a mountain biking mecca. You're a guide around here. How good is it?
It's excellent. It's got a great variety.
Yeah?
So you've got some great open trails, so you can cover some ground, get some great views, make some distance. It's also got some nice little secret spots of exciting, technical downhill to give you the spice and the adrenaline that you want from mountain biking.
Well, that's where you come in, isn't it? I mean, you need to know the area and be specialised in finding the tracks.
Yes, and also helping people ride them safely.
The South Downs offers opportunities for cyclists of every ability, with gentle, undulating bridleways for beginners through to challenging trails where you need more advanced bike handling skills.
Right, got a bit of a puff on, that's good.
Good. Well, you've earned your reward now, because now we've got a nice little bit of single track we're going to ride.
Excellent.
OK, going to give you a couple of just pointers, just to make you more effective on the bike. Stand up out the saddle, OK? That way you can move your body around and more, and let the bike respond. Feather the brakes. They're pretty powerful, these brakes.
Feather, sort of tapping.
Exactly.
Right, OK.
Gently squeeze.
Yeah.
Most importantly of all, look ahead.
Right.
Look where you want to go.
Oh, right, OK. Look, how far ahead should I be looking?
Well, I would try and get yourself to the trail about 30 feet or so ahead.
All right. Lead the way then, boss.
Great.
Although mountain biking is hugely enjoyable, for these trails it's vital to have a handle on the right skills, such as body positioning, choosing the right line and mastering effective braking at speed.
I see what you mean about looking ahead, which I'm trying my best to, but the shift of your weight makes such a difference, especially when you go through that flick-flack there, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And the faster you go, the more complicated it gets.
Yeah, it's getting all that information to your brain as quick as possible.
Yeah.
It's stunning. I can feel the adrenaline pouring through all my veins at the moment.
There's no doubt that this is an exhilarating way to explore one of England's finest natural green spaces, whose heritage is now preserved for future generations to enjoy.
So, after a couple of days of house hunting around this rather pleasant part of the country, I'd like to think we've ended on a high. That mystery property, of course it came with its compromises, but it's certainly got Mark and Janet thinking. Time now, though, to find out whether it's done enough to be a genuine contender. So cast your minds back yesterday morning to our first property.
Yeah, good house.
Yeah, I love walking up the drive. That was nice.
Lovely gardens. Yeah, quite nice. busy-ish road.
Once you got in, the house is actually well set back from the road, so you didn't quite hear it so much. But upstairs, it was just far too small. 2 bedrooms upstairs and a downstairs bedroom just doesn't work for us.
So moving into the afternoon, went to the second house. As soon as you came round that hedge, you were met by this huge building, weren't you?
3 stories, lovely.
And that seemed to impress both of you initially,
It
didn't
did.
Yeah, no, it was
definitely.
a lot of presence to it, great character.
And there was a flow to it, almost open plan, some part of it, wasn't there?
It was a bit too open plan for me. As I walked through, I thought, oh, wow, this is really nice. But then when we actually stood there, there wasn't a hallway, so you'd walk straight off the street into the house. It was a nice house.
Yeah, I think that...
the double conservatory did put me off.
Then upstairs, although the accommodation was good, it was probably too many rooms. You know, certainly for the 2 of us, even with guests and even with the kids staying, it's still, you know, an awful lot of house upstairs.
So let's talk about the mystery house. We had good reactions right from the off, didn't we?
Very good reactions, yes. Through the gates, and it was gorgeous.
And I was a little nervous because you go around the corner, you instantly are met with a conservatory, and some, you know,
and some leaded light windows.
Yeah.
Yes, diamond leaded lights, yes. And but as I said, you can change the windows. It's got to be the location, and that was absolutely stunning. Yeah. The house can be changed. You can't change the grounds that it's standing in, and it was in lovely grounds.
Yeah. Beautiful character house, but with nice little contemporary twists. Great kitchen.
How much do you like the mystery property?
Enough to say that Mark actually said he would probably consider putting an offer in.
Yeah.
Oh, well, great. Well, look, I'm relieved and happy.
Good.
Well, I wish you all the very best in the next stage, really, in the meetings you have with the owner, get through those plans and then put together a bid. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Right from the very outset of this property hunt, there was always going to be an element of what Janet and Mark wanted and twinning that against perhaps what they didn't want. And it seems a little bit unfair, but even with a healthy budget of £700,000, when you're looking to move to an area that is fairly expensive and in such demand, when you consider its proximity to the capital, there's always going to be elements of compromise. And while I like to think that we might have done it with the mystery property, even that house had its compromises, but it just goes to show that if you find the right house, someone looking to buy their perfect home is prepared to maybe forgive its foibles. So, we wish them the very best of luck, and hopefully they'll be moving to this glorious part of the country sometime soon. See you next time. Mark and Janet did make an offer on the mystery house, but unfortunately...
返しの